What were your biggest challenges when you were first starting JustDial?
Well, there were several challenges. To begin with, the first attempt to start JustDial failed actually. This was way back in 1989, before the advent of consumer internet in the whole world. We thought of giving a search service over the phone where people could dial in a number and we would give them information within seconds. So this was an idea to disrupt existing models like Yellow Pages and other print publications, which were the only source of information in those days. The challenges we faced back then was like the telecom penetration in India was under 1%, which means only 1% of Indian population actually had access to phones, 99% didn't have. So our idea was way ahead of time, and although we had a partner who brought in money and funded the business at the time, we couldn't sustain beyond 2 years, and that perished. So that, of course, we were crestfallen. We thought like we were great ideas, but the ecosystem didn't exist. Then when in '96, when the ecosystem started looking good, it was time to start JustDial all over again. I didn't have any money, I was the sole breadwinner. I had only $1,000 of capital, so I had to start with that. So I could start from a garage and actually wait for years, months together to get the phone lines in because I didn't have enough money to apply for the phone lines. So I would say the challenges were more of resource constraint, capital, so I had to wait for my time. It took a long time to start.
And how is JustDial adapting to the rapid development of India and increasing internet penetration?
Okay, this is we are a 16-year-old company today. If you look at the history of JustDial, we've evolved over a period of time, and we have the reputation of disrupting our own model every few years. So we thought like if we don't do that, then obviously it's going to be an outsider who's going to come and disrupt us and we will be out of business. And two, it was extremely important to evolve with the people and the changes in the people, consumer habits. So way back in '96, it was a phone call and our operators would read out information, and the people who would call us up would have all the time in the world, and we had all the time to read out the information and they would note down. And then as the mobile penetration was better, we realized that days of reading out should go, and also it was a very expensive affair. We said, why not use technology to improve it? And we semi-automated the process. Instead of going full whole log IVR-based automation, we said semi-automation is better. Let operators pick up the phone, search quickly, and send the information by text or email. And this really improved our operator productivity, so we adapted technology and moved better. Then finally, in 2007, we decided to get on whole log into the internet. JustDial is a company which registered its domain name way back in 1997, when most part of the world people didn't know about internet. But we knew that it's going to be internet one day. But we did try our attempt on internet in 99-2000 during the dot-com boom days, and realized it was not right time in India at least, because the internet penetration was very poor. So in 2007, we had this internal debate within the company. Should we actually go onto the net because we were a profitable, successful company? Going onto the net means it will cannibalize our existing traffic. We may not be able to monetize it better. The other challenge was big giants like Google who were looking for data, the quality, local search, local information. They would have free access to our information once we have a website. But nevertheless, we went ahead and we launched a website which actually disrupted our own voice-based service. But finally, we grew in terms of usage. We grew 20-folds. So we are very much onto the net, and not just onto the net, we are very much penetrated on mobile internet, and the latest kind of apps that we are giving are making best use of technology.
And how or what do you learn from your competitors?
Unfortunately, we don't have any competitors. For several years, we've run our business for 16 years. We are one unique company which never had competitors. It's such an execution game in the local search space that you have to have such accurate information. Your processes, systems have to be so good. Not a single competition so far. If I expand the definition of competition to large search engines or other players and stuff like that, we've learned a lot, because if you look at ourselves, we were just a local search information provider. We would provide information over the phone or a text message. Then we realized that as times changed, people wanted to see rich content. They wanted to see how the restaurant looked like, how the menu card is, the visuals and all this. So when we got onto the web, we brought in rich content. A lot we learned from what was happening elsewhere in the world. And then we realized that it is not just about search and accurate information that you provide to users, it's also about user-generated content. We wanted users to come online and say, rate businesses, and we brought in those features. So in that way, if you look at it, we looked at all best practices in the world and brought in those features into our service.
And in your view, what are the most important determinants of a successful entrepreneur?
Well, difficult to say, but I can say one thing: you have to have very strong self-belief and passion. You have to be definitely passionate about what you want to do, and definitely whatever you take up should be there trying to solve a problem, something different, something new. But without your heart there, it's very difficult to make it.
And we are seeing a reversal of the traditional brain drain from emerging markets, with many returning back to India and other emerging economies in order to take advantage of an increase in opportunities. What would your advice be to those entrepreneurs?
I mean, people who want to come back and become entrepreneurs in India?
Yes.
Is that the question? Well, the opportunities have dramatically changed. It's getting better and better day by day. Access to capital is becoming easier now. The market is expanding. But if you want to come back to India as an Indian want to come back to India and set up business, I would warn them that don't go blindly replicating a Western model. Trying to do that in India, there's a good chance that you may not succeed. What is important for you is to, of course, your knowledge that you've gained here, the experience that you gained, come back here, understand the ecosystem in our country, and then see what you can customize for the Indian economy. I think you can succeed. Definitely the environment is better.
And leading on from that question, do you think that there is an issue with nurturing entrepreneurship in India? And if so, why?
Not anymore. Not anymore. Earlier there was. Earlier the sheer ecosystem didn't exist. In fact, when I wanted to raise money, when I was a pretty mature company in 2004, there were very few venture capitalists in those days, and I was actually shown the door. You know, they said, this is not an idea I've seen anywhere else in the world. So when it has not worked anywhere else in the world, I don't think I would fund this business. But then things have changed so dramatically now that the ecosystem is better. There are far more mature, wise investors who are willing to take new risk on new ideas. I think it's overall it's a better place to be in.
And do you see the creation of the next Silicon Valley in India?
Why not? Absolutely. Actually, how did Silicon Valley get created? It was initially a particular ecosystem that was provided, and people from different parts of the world went there, the best brains went there and created Silicon Valley of what it is today. So it's only a matter of time that these brains stay back in their own respective countries and create cool ideas, come up with cool ideas and create great products.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Mike.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well,